5 years ago, the Mazda CX-5 was launched, and very quickly it became a fan favorite amongst families. Why? Well, it was a perfect value proposition. It offered space, it offered comfort, and at the same time, it gave you all-round good quality. In 2022, however, a lot has changed and the competition is very stiff. Today, we have the updated Mazda CX-5, and we want to find out if it can still hold its own within this segment. The Mazda CX-5 has been and still is a very good looking vehicle. This updated model looks very similar to the old car. In fact, if you look closely, you'll see that there are subtle changes that have been made. For instance, LED technology is used on both the tail lights and the headlights, and there's slight bumper revisions overall. One very important factor in a vehicle such as this is practicality, and that is where boot space comes in. Now, most of the competition offers over 500 liters, whereas the CX-5 offers 442. If you look closely, this boot will cover most consumers' day-to-day needs, such as groceries and bags, but should you do a long trip, it might be a bit too shallow. And for me, it's a bit too high. But most of the time, when a boot is this high, you expect to see a full-size spare. But that's not the case with this vehicle. There is, however, a subwoofer. I don't know, a subwoofer, as important as bass is, I think I would rather have more boot space and less bass. But for some people, it's all about that bass. That bass, no treble. What I love is when a manufacturer considers the backseat passenger. And one of the most important ways to do that is to give you some aircon vents. One thing I noticed, if you open this armrest, you've got a little space that fits your smartphone, but not only that, you've also got a charging point that you can plug in a USB. Very nifty indeed. Good job. Sitting in the front of the CX-5, this is again where you see Mazda quality come through. Everything, it feels good to touch, from the stitching to all the materials used, the piano black accents, the silver accents, everything feels like it's going to last a very long period of time. And I must say, in this segment, this is arguably one of the most plushest interiors out there. And you still do get cruise control, lane keep assist, reverse camera, and a Bose system. The one thing, however, I must mention is the lack of technology. Now, this car does feel like it's something that was built in 2017, but now in 2022, we've got huge infotainment screens, we've got digital instrument clusters, and this is not what I'm seeing. Instead, I don't have a touchscreen, I've got rather this rotary knob, which can get a little bit confusing to use. And if you look at the screen size, it's not that much more bigger than my iPhone. And the system does feel a little bit outdated. A funny thing I noticed, if you look at the bottom here, you've got a spot for a CD player. When last did you see a car that offers a spot for a CD player? I guess for those who are nostalgic, you can play your favorite jams, but for the rest of us in the modern world, we'll probably just stick to Spotify. Now, it may seem like we're being a bit harsh on the Mazda CX-5, but when you consider the fact that this specific model, this 2.5 litre individual four-wheel drive variant, will cost you over 700,000 Rand for this car, and to us, if you can pick up a Cherry or a Haval at 550 or 580, it kind of makes more sense to go that route.